And I had a moment where I was like, I was looking online and I was like, what if she died?
It's Natalie
And Stephanie.
I make videos about love, relationships, family, and faith, and Stephanie here.
I'm a master's level therapist and relationship expert, and I do reviews on many fun relationship shows such as Married at First Sight and many others.
Yeah. If you are not subscribed to Stephanie, her link is below. Make sure you click on that and subscribe. Her videos are amazing. You don't want to miss it.
And if you are not subscribed to Natalie, her link is below, and she does so many things on love, family, relationships, and faith, so you definitely want to check her out weekly.
So today we're going to talk about relationships, but kind of on another level. And I think that the relationships that we talk about today is just as important as other relationships that we talk about, because we know we talk about boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, and all of that, but what about friendships?
Yeah.
We have a unique relationship that I really want to dive into, or we want to dive into and tell you guys a little bit about our story, so we can hopefully, you know, enlighten some of you guys out.
Fun facts. We have been friends since we were 15. We are now 20.
High school.
Just kidding.
High school.
Yeah. We used to cheer, junior varsity and varsity, All-American together. We went to college in the same city.
Yep.
We were roommates for the first couple of years. Families known each other. We have a very long history.
So we've been friends for like...
Don't tell our age.
Okay.
We've been friends for a while.
A very long time. I'll just say
Oil
that.
of Olay won't allow me to tell you. Hey, Oil of Olay.
Do you want to sponsor this? Basically, when we came to, I want to say, 10 years of our friendship, there was a kind of like a halt in it. We stopped talking for 2 years.
No, like 5.
Really?
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
what happened? What? I got to a confusing part of my life, I would say, and I didn't know how to handle it. I was really trying to stay on the right track by being a Christian and just doing all that I can to not allow anything to distract me. But what happens is, and a lot of you guys can probably learn from this too, is you kind of try too hard, I guess, and you make very bad decisions, immature decisions. When you decide that you want to make a change in your life, it doesn't mean that you have to change everything around you, and that was my problem. All the people that I cared about the most, I basically just stopped talking to, and Stephanie was one of them. I thought I needed to get rid of all the friends I have and just start over so that I can have Christian friends.
That whole experience was kind of random, and you know, one day you kind of are talking to someone and the next day you're not, and it happens gradually. So from on my end, it was like we literally went out the night before. I think we spoke the next day, and then there was a little while where we didn't speak, and it was fine, you know, life happens. And I reached out, and so throughout, like, I would say a 7 or 8 month period, I reached out periodically, and we would, it was very short conversation, and then it got to a point where I think my birthday, so this happened probably in January, and my birthday is in September, so I'm a birthday brat. So when I didn't hear from her on my birthday in September, that was kind of like the breaking point for me. And because I had reached out so much, I figured, okay.
And then my number changed.
Yeah, but I didn't even know your number changed at that point.
I didn't. Oh, you didn't?
No, because
you were texting.
Yeah, I had stopped reaching out.
Yeah.
But on top of that, you know, I think the experience for me, because I'm a very loyal person, the experience for me was difficult because it wasn't, and I'm very analytical. Hello, Virgos. So there was no like resolve that made sense for me. So I found myself like searching for her, or like thinking, oh, maybe something happened to her. And I had a moment where I was like, I was looking online and I was like, what if she died? You know, like, what if something, this is where I went. And I was looking online and I was like, okay, if she died, I would know about it. And then I had a moment where I was like, okay, if I have to even think this way, then maybe this is just something that I have to find resolve on my own. And so I had to process it. You know, I'm a therapist, so it's natural for me to kind of get wrapped up in my head and figure out how I need to process it to put it to bed for me. Because closure doesn't always come from two people. Like a lot of times we'll say, oh, I need to talk to that person, or I need to get a hold of them because I need closure. Well, you may not be given that gift sometimes, and so you have to find a way to process it for yourself and get closure on your own. And so I did, and that was kind of it.
Basically, I would say this went on for like 4 or 5 years. So that was her side, my side, and now there's a time where both of us, and this time that she was searching for me, I was kind of like, should I reach back out to her, because I really love Stephanie. Like, we were like best friends in high school, in college, you know, we did everything together. So for me to just stop talking to her, unless I'm some sort of like, I don't know, ice pack, like with no feelings at all, I cold-hearted, then, you know, I'm going to care that I no longer speak to her. You know, we have quirks and stuff that nobody understands. We laugh at the stupidest things that people just don't get, and you can't find that easily. So I started to really miss her, so I started searching for her too. So in the time that she was searching for me, I was searching for her. When I was searching for her, like, I remember seeing that she got married and my heart was broken. Like, I cried. Like, I literally cried. My sister was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, Stephanie got married and I wasn't even in her life for it.
Well, and I had the same experience because she got married before me. So I didn't even really know that until I saw that you were married and had a baby. So I had a similar experience. Yeah. I'm not like a super crier, but I get upset. Mine shows in rage. But you know, I had the same experience. Like, oh my God, I don't even, like, when we got together, I was like, what's your new last name? Like, that's how out of touch we were, where we shared our last names because we really didn't know much. So,
and I always said you were going to be in my wedding. Yes, I always said she was going to be in my wedding.
Since the 80s, I had like my bridesmaid list in my Bible. Like, please Jesus, win. So I think timing is everything. If you want to be authentic in your relationships, timing is everything, because you had reached out right after I got engaged. I got engaged in 2016, and she had reached out, I want to say November 2016. I had gotten engaged on my birthday, September 4th, 2016, and there was so much going on in my life, so much joy going on in my life, and there had been so many things that had happened in the 2.5, 3 years that she was absent. At that time, I wasn't even open to like any type of conversation.
I texted her and she was like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, I was
and I was like, what do you mean you don't want to talk to me? She's like, I don't have anything to say. I was like, well, you should give me a chance. And she's like, you ruined this friendship. And deep down, I knew it was my fault, but I was hurt at the same time, because I was like, how can she not give me a chance? But at the same time, I was like, I get why she wouldn't want to give me a chance. You know, like, who does that? That's just wrong.
And so I remember my sister, who's like a pit bull for me, as I am for her, as we all for our family, she was like, you need to give her a chance, you know, like, because we know each other's families and everything. And I said no. And the thing is, because I wasn't going to be the best version of myself. You know, if we had sat down together, it would be to be, you know, a rendition of Mean Girls, you know, and I just didn't even want to bring that energy into my life or her life or anything like that. And so a couple of years later, when she reached out again, I was in a different space. You know, I'm definitely, you know, I practice Christianity, so I'm always walking with the Lord and trying to get closer. And I felt like, okay, this is some time for me to stretch myself and be better than my flesh. And my sister, once again, and she said the most poignant thing I've ever heard, and this is what we kind of want to talk about in terms of relationships with you guys. My sister said, we give our men so many chances, but then we discard our friends so quickly. And that was like, oh my God, that was like Dalai Lama. I was like, wait a minute, baby sis. You know, she really broke it down to where we have these friendships that we've had for 20 years, 15 years, and, you know, our friends do us wrong. We're like, bye girl. We will give men chances over and over, and we won't do the same for our friends. So when she said it for me like that, and I was already in a space where I was like a little more open, and my husband hit me with the what would Jesus do? I was like, okay. You know,
and that's good, because I was praying the whole time. Like, I was praying because we also have a mutual friend, Jessica. So if you're watching, Jessica, that we've all been friends since high school. And I was talking to Jessica. I'm like, Jessica, I really want to talk to Stephanie. And she's like, Stephanie should be able to reach out to you. I mean, connect with you if you talk to her. I was like, but she's not. She's like, she's going to, just keep trying. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep trying. And she's like, just keep praying. So this whole time that I'm probably praying, she has like her sister and her husband telling her, you need to give her a chance. So that was Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
We basically got together. It is getting hot out here. We basically got together and we were able to have an honest dialogue. And the thing is, when you come humble, when you do something wrong, I will say that about her, there was no need for me to beat her up. Like, I would
wait. So what happened was, I was at the park. Because, okay, sometimes if you're wrong, you need to just admit that you're wrong and humbly do it, you know? Accept that the person is upset because it's only right. Because when I realized she wasn't responding to my text messages, I was afraid to call her because I didn't know if she blocked me or if she would answer. So I did a video. I remember I was walking in the park and I did a video and I was like, listen, and I put my son in it because I was like, maybe she'll feel bad for me.
I didn't even notice your baby.
I was like, I'm walking, you know, I'm taking a walk, and yeah, I was like, I'm walking with my son, and I'm like, I just want to really talk to you and just give me a chance. And I explained to her at the time, I didn't know what was happening, you know, I didn't know how to be a friend at the time because it's the whole family dynamic, which I also want to share with you guys to talk about family. And then I sent it to her, and then finally, yes, she responded because she saw that I was really willing to be mature about it and humbly apologize. You know.
And I mean, and that opened the door for an honest conversation, an honest dialogue, and to really get feelings out and to decide if you really want to be friends, because there's definitely times, and we've all heard that, season, reason, lifetime. Everybody is not a lifetime person, and it's okay if you're a reason person, it's okay if you're a season person. You just have to be authentic and carry good energy in whatever experience you're willing to have. And you know, it was important enough to the both of us to reestablish that friendship and rebuild and be like happy, you know, and that's it. And so we were able to do that, and it's like time hasn't changed. I mean, yeah, there are men and babies now and all that stuff, but you know, we're still 15 years old at heart. And
like, so much has changed. Oh my god,
so much has changed and so much has stayed the same.
Yeah, so much is, it's like when we're together, it's like high school all over again. It's the best. It's just mature level high school.
But all of this is just so you guys understand, like, the value in friendships is just as significant as the value in relationships. They're worth the fight, you know. They're worth the intention, they're worth the effort, and they're worth the second chance. And you know, we as women, we love to discard each other, we love to talk trash, we love to, I mean, be messy. Even if you don't think you're messy, everybody has a little messy spirit. You may not even realize it, and sometimes it might be for good fun, but like, you know, your friendships are so significant. I'm not the girl who believes that once I have a man or a husband, like, I'm good, just me and you. No, your friendships, the right friendships, are very significant and very complementary to your relationships, to your marriages, and to who you are. So, you know, if you are sitting there maybe having a tiff with a friend, or it might be something major. I mean, life happens, things happen. You know, really sit and think about what you want your life to look like, who you want in that life, and if they're worth that effort authentically. Not what people will say, not what so-and-so has to think about it. What do you want? What do you think? What do they want? And, you know, figure out if it's salvageable.
Yeah, and I would say the takeaway is definitely to, what's important is that you love each other both the same. If you're putting in effort, make sure your friend is putting in the same exact effort. Don't reach out, you know, just because you want to be that person. If they don't love you the same, then that's fine. Just accept it and walk away. But definitely try to talk to the person if you really love them. Don't let your pride get in the end between you trying to reach out to a girlfriend. Treat it just as you would if you are in love with your ex or something. So that is our story.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, let us know what you're thinking. If you have any things you're going through and you want some advice, we'll definitely respond back. And we're gonna go back to VidCon now.
Yeah, because it is hot out here.
It is very hot.
We love you guys, but I don't know. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.